who remembers when people used to look forward to Infinity Ward games? And now times have definitely changed, and it seems like everybody's looking forward for Treyarch, because apparently Treyarch's the COD savior now. But really, like in this video today, really quick, I just wanted to talk about Infinity Ward and how great of a developer they used to be. They, arguably, well, no, not arguably, they were the number one developer. It used to be Infinity Ward and then Treyarch. I'm pretty sure, a bunch of people would agree with me. A bunch of older COD players would agree with me. And the simple fact is because, you look at their track record. You have Call of Duty 4, arguably the greatest Call of Duty of all time. A bunch of people will tell you that. Once again, Modern Warfare 2, arguably greatest COD of all time. A bunch of people will tell you that. Probably more people than COD 4. Modern Warfare 3, again, arguably greatest COD for some people. I think less people will tell you that Modern Warfare 3 is greater than Modern Warfare 2. But either way, all three games were great fucking games. So, with these three games, you're seeing a trend. I'm not really counting the old CODs, like 2 and 3 and stuff like that. I know Treyarch made some of those, but I'm just counting, like, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3. I guess you could call it the peak hype of the Infinity, or the peak Infinity Ward hype, if you want to call it that. But, you're seeing a trend here. People used to look forward to Infinity Ward games. I'm not saying Treyarch made bad games or there wasn't any hype for them. I mean, you can argue that they made better games, but I think at that time, we were all so young. We were all so fixated on just how fun games were that, we thought that Infinity Ward games were better. And, I used to think the same thing. I used to think Treyarch was a shit developer because I just cared about, the amount of fun that I was having. And to me, Infinity Ward games were just more fun. Obviously, when you get older, you kind of realize that, like Modern Warfare 2, it's low key like a really like horribly balanced game because of one man army and danger close and like all this other like overpowered shit. But then again, you could also say that everything was overpowered, so everything was usable. So like you're kind of like it's a really confusing thing, but I mean low key it was an unbalanced game. If you're talking about just pure balance, I'll say probably Black Ops 1 is the best COD, and then probably Black Ops 2, and then, everything else is kind of just, a toss-up. But anyway, Modern Warfare 2 broke numerous pre-order records, which you can find using a quick Google search. And then you had Modern Warfare 3 come along in 2011, and Modern Warfare 3 broke Modern Warfare 2's pre-order records. So, at this point, you could even argue that Infinity Ward games got even more popular after Modern Warfare 2 and after Black Ops. I think because Black Ops was Treyarch's, like, I guess you could say, second recent COD, if you want to call it that. Because, yes, they had World at War. But back then, I just feel like the Treyarch CODs were just, like, they didn't feel as smooth as the Infinity Ward Call of Duties. And I don't know, it's just like if you're an older COD player, like you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just like it felt like stuttery, or like the Infinity Ward games felt more smooth. But anyway, I think that like with Modern Warfare 2, a bunch of people pre-ordered it, and then I feel like people expected the same amount of fun on Black Ops, but they didn't get that amount of fun on Black Ops. And then when they saw another Modern Warfare, they said, "Oh, okay. Like, I played Modern Warfare 2 and this is Modern Warfare 3, so this game will probably be just as good." But then, after Modern Warfare 3, unfortunately, the story takes a super dark turn, and the game came out that some people consider the worst COD of all time. And of course, we're talking about Call of Duty Ghosts. To me, it wasn't a bad game. It's just the maps were the only thing that held that game back. I mean, the hit detection was crispier than a goddamn crispy bacon club from fucking Tim Hortons. Like, the hit detection in that game was stupid good. I don't know what they did. I don't know what Infinity Ward does with hit detection, but they just do it right. And then obviously, with Ghosts, after Ghosts, they came out with Infinite Warfare, and once again, some people consider that the worst COD of all time. So, in closing, you could say that they made great games and time just caught up to them. You have like all these like musicians, Kanye West, this guy used to make amazing music, and then, time just caught up to him. And now I guess you could say he's mortal. So Infinity Ward, they were immortal when, COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and then time just ended up catching up to them. Now people look forward to Treyarch games instead of Infinity Ward games. And I mean, I guess you could say the table flipped, and now Treyarch is looking like, or not looking like, they are the number one developer. But I mean, in light of all this, there could be a silver light at the end of the tunnel. But I mean, it'll be with the next Infinity Ward game, because hopefully Treyarch comes out with a good game, and hopefully Infinity Ward follows through in Treyarch's footsteps, if you get what I'm saying. Because like when you put out games at a high level, or when you do anything at a high level, people want to match you and people want to be better than you. So I'm hoping that Infinity Ward sees that Treyarch hopefully puts out a good game, and then they say, all right guys, we need to get our shit together and actually put out a good game. Sledgehammer just has no hope because they just make bad games in general. But maybe that Michael Cornbread and Glenn Schofield are gone, so maybe, just maybe, we may get a good game next time Sledgehammer is up at the plate. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just once again, just thinking of these video ideas, and just turn the mic on and just going at it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It is very, very much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.